This video is just simply on how to replace the ABS wheel speed sensor. We're not going over how to diagnose anything because all trailers are different. This is a utility trailer. You might have a Wabash or a Great Dane, but usually there's two signs that the wheel speed sensor might be bad, and it's this light if it's on or if it's flashing. Usually if it's flashing, it's some sort of code. You gotta look them up. And then of course if your trailer ABS light is on the dash. That being said, that doesn't always mean it's the wheel speed sensor, but a lot of times it is. Step one, we want to make sure that this is the correct wheel speed sensor. All right, so now we're at the ECU. This is for the ABS. Got to take this off first. Okay, there that is. And you just pull it out. We're just going to plug the new one in just to make sure it's the same. And it is. Okay, so now step two, we want to go ahead and chalk our wheels because we're about to have to pull those two wheels off. And also we're going to unplug our light cord to the trailer, which will kill power to everything. All right, step three, we're going to go ahead and jack up the axle. Now you don't need much to get these wheels off, maybe just a ½ inch off the ground. Now I should mention before I go any further, there's some guys that say you can pull off the wheel speed sensor without taking the wheels off and put the new one back on, but there's hardly any room, around here to do that. It's right behind here. If you have tiny hands maybe, but we're just going to pull it off and make it a lot easier on ourselves. Step four, we're going to go ahead and pull the wheels off, and for that we're using this Ryobi ½ inch impact wrench, and the socket to take these off is a 1 5/16. You can also use a 33 millimeter, and of course you want hearing protection for this because it gets loud. Step five, we got to get underneath the trailer and back off the slack adjusters, but before we do that, we want to make sure you got a jack stand under it. Okay, step six, I need to go ahead and release the brakes first, so I went ahead and started the truck up, released the trailer brakes, left the truck running, that way it maintains the pressure, and my brakes aren't going to let off whenever I'm working on it. And once I've done that, I need to back off the brake shoes even more, and I do that with the slack adjuster, and then I'll be able to pull off the brake drum. So I just use a wood chisel and I notched out a V in it, and that will allow me to put it down here on this tab. You pull out on it, and that will allow you to turn the adjustment nut. On mine, you turn it clockwise and it will release the brakes. You just keep turning it until you can't turn it anymore. That's it. All right, step number 7, we want to go ahead and take off the brake drum, and these things you usually got to hit them with a shop hammer or even a sledgehammer sometimes. And of course you want to use hearing protection for this because it is loud. Hopefully this does it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to. We're going to get a sledge. All right, this ought to do the trick. There it is. And these things are heavy, so be careful pulling them off. And don't drop them. Try to use your knees like this. Put your elbows on your knees. Pull it off, just set it down. There's the wheel speed sensor. Okay, step number 8, we just want to start taking this thing off. So we're going to cut this zip tie. Like that. Try to work this thing out of here. Should just pull out. There it is. And we're going to try to put the new retaining clip in there. I don't know how that's going to go. We're going to give it a shot. You can see the tabs of it are right here. This is the same tabs on this one that are right here. We're going to spray some PB in here. Maybe this will help it come out. Then we're going to move the brake shoes out of the way. Give myself a little bit more room to work with. There it goes. There it is. Let's clean this up a little bit. Just like that. Now we're also going to make sure we take off this conduit from the old sensor and put it back on the new one. Okay, step 9, we need to go ahead and reinstall this thing. I got the conduit back on there, that was fun. And we want to make sure we got the right air gap between the sensor and the ring gear. And on mine it's 0.02, which is 2/100 of an inch, and you can get you some feeler gauges, 0.020. And go ahead and put this sensor back on there. You want to make sure it's clean before you put it back on, because this is a magnet. You know, you might have little pieces of metal on it. Just make sure it's clean. There it goes. Let's put our feeler gauge up here. Come on. Oh, this is not easy. There it is. That's it. Perfect. Go ahead and put our brake shoe back over. We'll make sure you can, of course, spin the wheel without it hitting the sensor. So we're going to try to put it back together the same way it came off of there. So we're going to use these zip ties. These won't go quite all the way around it. That's all right. We'll just link them together. Okay, so now we just pull these clips off. These attached to the airlines. And then let's go ahead and get our speed sensor and put it right on there. It's that easy. Make sure you maintain a little bit of slack. You don't want it too tight. Let's go on to our next one right here. And we'll just keep doing that. Okay, so with mine, we got quite a bit of slack. These things are, I think they're like 9 feet long. So we're going to do just like we did on the old one and just kind of put it in a little bundle like this and zip tie it. Okay, now we've got it worked all the way up to where it needs to plug in at. So we want to make sure we're plugging it in correctly. And there it is. And of course you want to put this retainer clip back on there. Just snaps in. And that's it. Now I tidied mine up just a little bit, just in case the wind catches this. Just put a zip tie here to secure it, kind of bundled it up a little better. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put our wheel drum back on. And I like to do it like this, where I just kind of set it up on there. Watch your fingers. Now it's on there and I can get down like this and lift without messing up my back. Push it on there. Kaboom. Now we need to tighten back up the brake shoes. Just do it like we did a while ago. You don't have to pull out on this though to tighten up on them when they expand. Just turn it counterclockwise, at least on mine. Wrong wrench. And just turn it till it stops. Make sure you do this with the brakes released. Okay, that's it. Now we have to turn it the other way, a half of a turn, and our brakes are adjusted. Well, I messed up, boys. Almost forgot the springs for the brake shoes. It happens. We all make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes. Of course, you make mistakes on YouTube, and it's people are gonna say some stuff. That's fine though. Say whatever you want. It's an easy fix. So the way that I get these back on, I just use a pry bar and some vice grips. Hook one end and then I just kind of pry on the other end till it goes right in the hole. And that's it. Same way over here. Now when I put these wheels back on, I just like using the pry bar and just kind of sliding it right towards it. And then you can use the pry bar to lift up on the wheel. Kaboom, we got lucky. And then I use both legs and kind of kick it on as far as I can get it. Second one, same thing. Oh man. That's awesome. Put our lug nuts back on. Okay, so there's a certain way you got to tighten these 10 lug nuts. The first thing I do is just kind of snug them up a little bit. Not real tight. Okay, here's the pattern. Let's start from the top. 1. Go to the bottom. 2. Okay, now we're going to move over to this one. It's going to be number 3. We're going to move straight across from this one to number 4. Then we're going to move across to this one. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. Well, this isn't the final tightening. We're going to lower this thing down and we're going to hit it with the 40-inch breaker bar. Okay, so we got the light cord plugged back in. Of course, this light is going off. It needs to be reset. So on this trailer, to reset it, I believe you have to get it over 5 miles an hour.